Martin Luther King Jr.'s speech, More Than Just a Dream. When King gave his I Have a Dream speech, he wasn't just talking about racial justice. He was making a call for moral courage, personal responsibility, and the fight against oppression. His speech was rooted in faith, justice, and truth, and it applies far beyond the civil rights movement. But the challenges he spoke about, division, injustice, and moral decay, aren't just from his time. These themes echo in philosophy, history, and literature, showing us what happens when societies lose their sense of responsibility. The death of God and the moral crisis. Nietzsche's idea of the death of God wasn't a celebration, it was a warning. He feared that without a shared moral foundation, societies would collapse into chaos, confusion, and moral relativism. King understood this danger. He built his movement on faith and moral law, knowing that true justice couldn't exist without a strong foundation of right and wrong. In contrast, when societies abandon morality, whether in Nazi Germany, Soviet Russia, or today's world, we see the rise of injustice and oppression. Russian literature and the warnings from history. King's call for justice aligns with Dostoevsky and Solzhenitsyn, two writers who explored what happens when people ignore truth and responsibility. Dostoevsky, the brothers Karamazov, asked, if there is no higher morality, what stops people from justifying evil? Without truth, society collapses. Solzhenitsyn, the Gulag Archipelago, showed how small injustices lead to massive oppression, from Soviet labor camps to Nazi concentration camps. Jordan Peterson often references them, warning that society crumbles when people refuse to take responsibility for truth and justice. King, like these writers, understood that tyranny thrives when people remain silent. The modern world, where are we now? King's speech still applies because the same dangers exist today. Loss of moral clarity. Many struggle with right and wrong as society drifts into confusion and division. Political oppression. Free speech, justice, and human rights are under attack worldwide. People feeling lost. Many, especially young men, feel directionless. They lack role models and are drawn to figures like Jordan Peterson, who tells them that responsibility, not comfort, leads to meaning. King's granddaughter recently said, young people need to act, not just post online. This mirrors Peterson's message. Real change comes from action, not empty words. The danger of inaction, social media versus real-world action. Many today believe that activism means posting online, but King, Peterson, and history teach us that change happens in the real world. King's movement required sacrifice, discipline, and courage. Peterson argues that young people must take responsibility for their lives instead of blaming the world. King's granddaughter reminded people that social media is not activism. Real action is needed. Lessons we can apply today. Personal level, take responsibility, develop discipline, and stand for truth. Community level, speak out, serve others, and take action instead of just talking. National level, learn from history to avoid repeating mistakes. Global level, defend justice everywhere. A threat to justice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Final thought, King, Peterson, Nietzsche, and Russian literature all show us that when societies abandon truth, responsibility, and justice, oppression follows. Today, people are lost, institutions are crumbling, and freedom is at risk. The solution? Act with courage. Speak the truth. Take responsibility.